Hi, my name is Dominique. I'm from the University of Cambridge, and I study theological and religious studies. My question is quite specific, but it's got a general application as well. I am studying, my thesis is on a lady who is one of my heroes, which is Harriet Monsell, who is an English woman who founded a convent to, after she was widowed, to help young women in Victorian Christian thought, social problems where men were just abusing women, which they were. But my question is, when I'm studying that, church historians ignore it because they're conservative and they don't consider women important in the history of the church. Feminists don't study it because she's Christian. How do you get past that? How can you show that you can be a conservative Christian woman who has feminist values? Because I actually like the term feminist.
You actually like the what?
I like the term feminist because I infiltrate the feminist union at my university as the only heterosexual Christian woman.
Well, listen, a lot of women or some women who speak for Claire Booth Blues consider themselves feminists. Christina Hoff Sommers is an example. She calls herself equity feminist, not a gender feminist. So if you really want to learn about feminism, which you really should, although it's very upsetting and somewhat nauseating, a lot of you are probably equity feminists. You believe in the general equality of men and women, your capabilities and that sort of thing. So calling yourself a feminist is fine. I do think you need to explain it so people don't just lump you into that category and give themselves added incentive for becoming gender feminists, which means obscuring all differences between men and women. How do you promote these women? You're doing it. You're writing a thesis that is going to be read by your leftist professors and I hope your fellow classmates, and it will have an impact. Write a book about it. Write a book, and you can write a book in a way that is mainstream, that isn't written, say, from Ann Coulter's perspective, but that reaches more people. Well, hers reached tons of people. I don't know what I'm talking about, reached more people. But if you articulate what you believe and why you admire this incredible human being, then others will be forced to acknowledge that. You're probably not going to change thousands of years of church thinking. And maybe that shouldn't be your objective. It can be if you want, go for it. But you might want to look at what you can change at a given time. Set that as your goal and see what you can do to achieve that change. I think that we achieve change in minds often by being gracious and being very firm. I don't mean compromising when I say gracious, being very firm, but also not being totally in your face, screaming and yelling and hammering away. And it's very funny for me to say that because that is my style, to get in people's faces until they agree with me, beat them down until they finally agree. But it's not as effective, actually, as particularly when I go into a room of leftist feminists, as I did at Smith College. Thank you, Michelle. Yay! I filled it. Oh my gosh, what an experience. Michelle broke her leg or something, and so she sent me to go talk at Smith College on the failures of feminism. Okay, that was a growing experience, and I deserve a free pass right into heaven for that one. But I was gracious. I rewrote my speech because I really prayed about that speech, and I felt like I was supposed to be gracious. And after the speech, the advisor for the group that brought me, like the 3 conservatives that brought me, he came up to me and he said, "Your graciousness disarmed them and won them over." Oh, right. So, occasionally it works. So, focus on the group that you want to change their thinking and try to measure how you're doing with that. Thank you.